J.K. Rowling says that her new book about transphobia backlash genuinely wasn't inspired by her real life. I don't know how she can try and justify this, but okay, let's see how she talks it through this one here.
Well, she's a fantasy author. Of course, she can find a way to justify it. So this is actually not in J.K. Rowling's fantasy genre writing. This is actually in her crime novels. And in her new novel, The Ink Black Heart, the primary character is a female fantasy cartoon creator who is hounded by online fans and accused of transphobia and is then murdered. So that's the run of the book. What Rowling is saying is that she had actually written the book before all of these things had happened to her online. Now, this is kind of, she says the first draft was finished at a certain point before things happened. That's kind of interesting because her previous book was actually the launching pad for her denouncement of transgender people. Her previous book and the release of it allowed her to begin to popularize her message of saying that transgender women are not real women. They are just men who like to dress up and they like to victimize and are predatory against real women. So had she had this book lined up prior to all of the backlash that she got a number of years ago, she must have 6 or 7 books lined up right now, ready to go. And my guess is that all of them have something to do with transgender people or transphobia. The thing that really stands out in this one, though, she wants to distance herself from the very thing that has given her ongoing life once the Harry Potter syndrome sort of faded down and lost a lot of its fervor. So her being a TERF, sort of the patron saint of TERFdom, has allowed her to stay in the media's eyes. It's given her all of this free publicity. It has given her name recognition in a number of places that she wouldn't have had it before, especially within the English government, within the Parliament of Britain. She has a little more standing and recognition among the political talking heads these days. So for her to denounce the very thing that is giving her energy to do what she wants to do and to be seen in public seems like an odd call at this point.
Mm-hmm. I see a comment in chat that is the same as what the main one I have about this story. I find it very interesting that the pen name for these stories is Robert Galbraith.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very interesting thing that these would be under a man's name.
Actually, it goes even farther than that. The name Robert Galbraith is her ghostwriting name. It is a man's name that she has used to publish a number of authors because she recognizes that within the writing and publishing industry, male names get more recognition. So as a feminist, she has decided to buy into the anti-feminist condition of the writing and publishing world. But the name that she has chosen also happens to be that of a social scientist who used very questionable techniques in conversion therapy against gay and trans people in the past.
So not surprising at all. Just right in line with her character in every way. Her false feminism, all of that is wonderful.